And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherard Show. I am your host, Sherard, live on location, having a wonderful time here in Hollywood. These are all my friends here to my right and to my left, and they stopped by the Sherard Show for the very special topic we're talking about this afternoon, entitled, They Said I Would Never Make It, But Look at Me Now. You know, we have, first of all, the man on my far right. He's a Hollywood actor. He's been very busy with his career, and I had the first time meeting him early today, and I just said, you know what, it jumped right on me that this man is a gentleman and a scholar, and he really has what it takes to go big in Hollywood. So we really appreciate Francis stopping by the show today. How are you there, Francis? You all right?
I'm doing well, Sherard. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. And the gentleman to my right, he's a really good buddy of mine, and he works hard. He just works hard on what he does. All the way from Jersey, and he's here to, he has a special story as well. And he stopped by to be on the show today. Mr. Sean Davis, welcome to the show. How are you, buddy? Good to see you again, man. You all right?
Oh, yeah. How you doing?
Good. You know, when I first started, I'm like, wow, George Clooney looked kind of short there. Now, and then the beautiful young lady to my left, she is an actor and a director's dream. She is very busy at what she does. She's very, very talented and very well spoken. And when you get to know her personality, you just love her to death. She stopped by the Sherard Show today. Mrs. Kat Smith. How are you, young lady?
I'm great. I'm excited.
You know, you look very, very excited. So we're going to jump right into it first. We're going to start with you, Francis. Now, Francis, everybody has a story, right? Mm-hmm. Every actor, every model, every singer has a story how they got there. Nobody jumped out of bed typically and just became a superstar, right?
Right.
Now, when you first became an actor or wanted to become an actor, what was your plight like?
You know what? I think it was, most of it was really just kind of accepting that this was the career choice. Like whatever happens, whatever timeline that is, just trust that hard work and persistence pays off. And I think I've been very fortunate to have a really good support network, just the people in my life, my family and friends, and they've helped me get to this point in my career.
Now, when the acting bug hit me, it was a long time ago. I was playing a pickle in a play. And when I got finished playing that pickle, I said I wanted to play the bun. Did that happen to you?
Similar. Mm-hmm. I was in grade school, and I was with my buddies, and we were on a field trip to the capital, Sacramento, and my buddy's mom was our chaperone, and she had a movie camera, and we just kind of went nuts all across the capital in Sacramento, and we both loved The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and that kind of was the inspiration. That was the catalyst, I'd say.
Wow. So, Sean, you all the way from Jersey, okay?
That's right.
And you came here now. That's coast to coast. Now, at what point, Sean, did you realize that you wanted to be in producing as well as being in a technician in production side?
Well, I love comedy. That's what I do, and I just want to make great comedy videos. So, I guess the first thing I saw was that really got me into comedy was the Chappelle Show.
That was your start. Was that the Rick James skit that got you?
Rick James, white supremacist sketch, just all those great sketches. He's just a genius, and he just got me laughing like no one else could. And I've been addicted to the juice ever since.
So now, at what point did you realize, you know what, it's time to pack up and head west?
Oh, that was about a year ago. I met this guy I work with on we pitch ideas to networks and stuff, and yeah, we were doing radio and just working on videos, and I was like, I think we're good enough now that we can actually make videos and really show our stuff around, and go try to live the dream.
So you loaded up the truck and you moved to Beverly, huh?
Not Beverly, but one day.
That's all right, man.
We're coming.
I appreciate that now, and I'm going to throw something back you all's way in a moment, but let's get our featured guest for this particular segment. So, Kat, now, we work together.
Yes.
And Kat got so busy with gigs that she said, I'm quitting my day job. Now, and you left the day job. Now, has it been, how's the run been since you've left your day job?
Oh, you know what? Some projects have been put on the back burner, but everything happens for a reason. If it was meant to take off when it was supposed to, then it would have been easy. Mm-hmm. So, or at least it would have gotten done.
Right.
But the time that I had off from the day job, I spent 100% focused on my acting career. I spent a lot of time Googling projects that are getting picked up. I have an IMDb account where I'm researching scripted projects that are in development, in pre-production. I'm constantly staying aware of what other people are doing, and I'm using that information mostly just to stay aware and to find if there's anything that, from the description that I could ever be on, then I make sure that I'm constantly in communication with my manager, and if those breakdowns come up, then I get submitted for those roles. So I spend a lot of time doing a lot of research, and that's, so yeah, it's been there's a lot of information out there, so it's been very busy.
Now we all have critics in our life, right? We have, when you if I said I'm going to pick this bottle of water up and start drinking it, somebody might be, you're drinking too much water, is bad for you. Whatever the scenario is, everybody has a critic. So when you, Sean, were about to leave Jersey and come out here to Hollywood, what did the critics say to you?
They said he could never make it. Said he couldn't do it, but look at where he is now.
That's what they were saying. So now you had to finish the sentence off, or they just said you'll never make it?
Well, in my heart, I would finish the sentence. You know what I mean? You let them say their thing, but you don't need to blast someone, because there's no point. It's just like that you're gonna make it one day if you have a vision, and have it realized, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, it's just you can let your hate just be over there. I'm gonna be over here and do my thing.
That's interesting the way you deal with it. Now, what about you, Francis? How do you deal with the people saying what you cannot do?
Similar. I think I don't subscribe to that energy, and then secondly, I use it as motivation. I think like if anybody says anything, like for me, it was as simple as just like, okay, go ahead, we'll see you when you get back. That's interesting. I think that's the fuel. If ever I get into a place where I lose steam or motivation, it's just simply like, all right, I can't let them be right. I'm right about my life.
I love it. I love it. Now, Kat, you're originally from Alaska. You lived in Washington, and now you're living in L.A. Now, tell me, how do you deal with the haters? Whether with people or your critics. What does it say to critics this afternoon? How do you deal with your critics?
Really, like, my initial reaction is like this. Go ahead. I'm like, say what you want to say, because I much like what these gentlemen are talking about. I have always known that this is what I'm going to be doing. It's not because I love doing it. It truly feels like it's part of me. And I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't care if I'm just shooting monologues for YouTube. I am going to be a working actress, and that is what my life is. And if people, I've had people look at me like, oh, well, I could see you do voiceover. And I've had people, mean. I know, and I've had people tell me like, "Have you ever thought of going into radio?" And
that is
like,
brutal,
"Oh, you've got a great personality. Maybe you should do like, maybe you should work in production." And I'm like, "Sure, I will as an actress."
You know, the thing that's interesting and brutal is that people don't know that, but Tom Brady's wife Gazelle, they told her that she's the highest paid model in the world still. But they told her in the beginning that her nose was too big and her shoulders looked like Phil Jackson's, and that she didn't have model material. And look at her being the highest paid model. It's amazing how people always got something to say, but they be the first ones to say, "Man, I knew you could do it." The very first ones who said that.
Just want the growth.
So it's interesting in terms of that. Now, what do you all think back home here on the Facebook line as well as on Twitter? We're talking about, they said I would never make it, but look at me now. What are your thoughts? Do you have a story, interesting story? They say you were too fat to be a model. They say your nose was too big. Did they say you were too dark? What did they tell you in regards to your career? And look at where you are now. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have more from these beautiful individuals right after this.